everyone and welcome to our channel. I'm Anne from the Sussex Handmade Soap Company, and those of you who saw our video 2 weeks ago might have a bit of an idea of what is coming up today. 2 weeks ago we created some little soap dough hydrangea flowers and some little leaves, and this week we are going to be creating a soap using those flowers and leaves that we made 2 weeks ago. It's going to be a lemon scented soap, and it is going to have a 3-colour tiger swirl in it as well. So let's make some soap. So in here we have got our solid oils which we have melted down, and we have added our liquid oils to them. For reference, our recipe is in the description of the video, so if you want to see what oils and butters we have got in here and what amounts, you can see that in the video description. We have also got our cooled lye water, which I'm going to pour carefully into our oils. And we are working at a temperature of about 110 degrees Fahrenheit today. After I've added in the lye water, I'm going to bring this to a light trace, a very light trace today. And then I'm going to split it down equally into 3 separate portions, and we're then going to colour those portions with some mica. So first off, bringing to the light trace. So we have split into 3 jugs now. Each has got an equal portion, and we're going to colour 2 of the portions. The first is being coloured with Dragon's Gold mica from Resonate. We've got 0.8 grams of that going into portion number 1. The second is 0.8 grams of Amalfi lemon, also by Resonate, going into there. And now we are just going to bring them all to a slightly thicker trace, not much thicker. We do not want it thick, but we're just going to blend those colours in, and just for consistency I'm going to blend this plain portion as well. So now I have blended in the micas. We are still at a nice light trace, as you can see. Next we're going to add in our fragrance oils. We have got Lemon Drop by Brambleberry today. 13.3 grams going into each portion. I'm just going to work these in. After this we're going to bring in the mould, and we're going to work fairly quickly to try and create a nice 3-colour tiger swirl today. From memory, this fragrance doesn't accelerate, but it is only from memory, and I haven't used it for a while, so I'm hoping I'm correct, because we don't want a fragrance oil that accelerates when we're trying to do a lovely tiger stripe. So for our tiger stripe, I'm just going to pour a little of the green down the centre. Then we're going to move on to the yellow, and we're going to go over the top of the green with the yellow with just a couple of back and forth movements, and then onto the white. Now I'm trying to work nice and quickly just so that batter doesn't thicken too much. We're going to go back to the green. And we're just going to continue doing this all the way up the loaf mould until we have run out of batter and we have a full mould. And we are using the £5 loaf mould from Brambleberry. We are in the UK, so getting things from Brambleberry is a little bit costly because you have to pay for shipping and customs charges and things like that. But for us, it was kind of worth it because we got some fragrance oils as well, and we paid the shipping, and we're really happy with the moulds and how they work. So it is possible to get things from Brambleberry here in the UK, but it's not cheap to do so. Right, this batter is behaving very well, which is what I like to hear, or see even. And we're nearly done now. I'm just going to bring it up to the top, and then we'll give it the usual shake and the tap down. And that should be that. So the mould is now filled up. I'm debating whether to just kind of go back and forth with a spatula. I'm not debating anymore. I'm going to do it. Just to level the top and blend those colours just slightly together at the top there. And now I'm just going to wait for this to firm up a little bit, and then we are going to add on our Hydrangea embeds to make the top look really pretty. So these are the embeds that we have created for today's soap. If you watched our video from a couple of weeks back, you will have seen us creating these. If you haven't, I will try and link it into the top corner, so if you wish to see how we made these flowers, you can. I have laid them out on the reverse of another soap mould, just so I can kind of space where I want them to be. And I'm going to try and transfer this design onto our soap, so that hopefully it looks the same and everything stays in place. I've obviously marked my mould as usual, and I've tried to make sure that every bar is going to have at least one whole flower and at least one whole leaf as well. So it's going to be a bit of precision transferring it from one to another, but hopefully we'll be able to do it okay. So now I'm just going to carefully try to transfer the design from what I have laid out onto our soap here. I hope it is firm enough already, but we'll find out in a minute. And I'm going to start by taking one of the flowers, and I have mapped out where my mould is going to be, where my bars are going to be cut. I'm just going to place the flowers on, and actually I think it's possibly slightly not quite ready. I'm going to leave that for just a few minutes because I don't think it's quite firm enough to actually hold those flowers up yet, so we'll come back in a moment. Right, let's try that again. I have taken off the flower and the leaf I had already placed because they were sinking in too much and I didn't like it, and I've got high hopes for this design and I don't want anything to mess it up. That's a little bit better, I think. So I'm just carefully placing the leaves and the flowers along the bar, and it looks so pretty down here that I'm really hoping it looks as pretty when it's on the actual soap. I don't want anything to mess this one up. You know, oh, she says as she drops the flower into the soap. But you know when you've got a soap design that you're just really happy with and you just really don't want anything to mess it up? I should have put that leaf on first actually. There we go, let's slip it in there. And now all I'm going to do is work my way along the bar, transferring the flowers on. I am not going to show me doing all of that because it's not going to be especially interesting to watch. So we will come back when this bar is hopefully complete and looking like this, but on here. And here we have it. I have now placed all of the flowers and leaves. I'm really happy with how they are looking. Let me see if I can get you a closer look up there. It seems to have transferred onto the actual soap really nicely, and I'm happy with that placement. So we're going to put this to one side for 24 hours. Then we're going to come back and we are going to chop it up. Actually, we're not going to chop all of it up tomorrow because I need some of it to stay whole. But we're going to cut sort of a third of the loaf so you guys can see the inside. We'll be back tomorrow. So it has been 24 hours. I have unmoulded the soap. I'm so happy with how it's looking on the top. And I can't wait to see how it looks on the inside. So let's get that soap cutter and chop it up. So as I said yesterday, chopping this one's going to be a little bit different to usual because I only want to chop off this sort of third of the bar. I want to keep the rest whole for one of our shows where the organiser has requested that we have long loaves of soap available just for customers to see. Obviously they won't be able to purchase them because we won't be able to cut them and they won't be cured or they'll be too hard to cut anyway. But we are going to chop off 5 of the bars, which we will sell. And the rest of the loaf is going to be kind of a decorative one this time. So I have tried to line it up. I'm hoping I've done that okay. And then I'm just going to go down through the bar. And now we get to see what it looks like. Let's take this little piece here. And there we go, there is our inside. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with how that inside has turned out. I think it really matches the top very well. Yeah, I'm just so happy with how that swirl has turned out. It's possibly one of the best tiger stripe swirls I've ever actually done. And I'm so happy with the top, so I am loving absolutely everything about this bar. I can smell the lemon from here. That lemon scent is reaching me, and it's a really kind of, it's a really, fruity, it's lemon, so of course it's going to be fruity, but it's got almost a kind of lemon drop sweet quality to it, which is what the fragrance was called. The fragrance was called Lemon Drop, so that does live up to its scent description perfectly. Loving the fragrance, loving the swirl, and definitely loving that little top there as well. I would definitely call this one a success. So here is the finished soap loaf. You can see that beautiful swirl running through it, and you can see the hydrangea flowers on the top there as well. I am so happy with how this one has turned out. I always say I have new favourites, and I'm going to say it again. I think I've got another new favourite. But yeah, over the moon with how this one is looking and how well it has turned out. And it smells amazing too. So we shall see you in 2 weeks' time. Not sure what we're going to be doing yet, but we will think of something, no doubt. If you enjoy our videos, please do hit that like button and give us a subscribe. That would be wonderful. We will see you next time, and enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.